Our next adventure brought us to the Oregon coast, full of sea stacks, sea caves, and water spouts that are sure to leave any adventure seeker wanting more. Our goal was to drive the whole coast in one day from Brookings to Cannon Beach. Be sure to stay to the end of this video to see if we made it.
Welcome to the Oregon coast. We're at our first stop for the day. We actually just camped for the night at Harris Beach State Park, which is absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend it. We're at our first stop, which is actually in the state park. It's Arch Rock. It's a little hard to see because the tide is still pretty high, but it's like a little triangular slit in the rock and you can kind of see the waves coming through, so it's pretty cool.
The Oregon coast is 363 miles of rugged coastline, also known as the People's Coast because it's open to the public to enjoy all year. On this trip, we're trading in palm trees and deserts for mountainous landscapes, sea stacks, and the beautiful Pacific Ocean. On the 101, break-ins are common, so make sure to keep all of your valuables locked as you're stopping at all of the overlooks. Now, one thing that's really important to keep in mind when you're stopping at all of these overlooks or doing any of the little trails, the cliff sides are very fragile, so don't step on them or close to them because they can fall apart at any time. This is our first stop on the Samuel H. Boardman Scenic Corridor. It is House Rock Viewpoint. It's a little foggy. The fog will be lifting throughout the day, so we will have some better luck later. This 12-mile stretch is the most iconic part of the southern coastline.
All right, our second stop on the Scenic Corridor is Whaleshead Beach. We're at the viewpoint right now, and we're gonna take a quick short trail down to the beach.
This is our first time hiking down to a beach, so this is really awesome. This is all very new to us. If you've been around for a while, you know we love the desert, so this is all new, but we are blown away by these views, the trees, the sea stacks. It's unreal. Whaleshead Beach was breathtaking. The beach has stunning views of waves crashing into the huge rock formations, which gave the beach its name, as it resembles a whale's head. Diverse marine life call this spot home, like seals, sea lions, and the occasional whale sighting. We weren't lucky to see any on our stop. Definitely make sure to add this stop to your Oregon coast adventure. Our next stop was the iconic natural bridges, which you're sure to recognize from your PC desktop image selections. A short walk from parking your car, you'll get your first looks at the famous arched rocks. The easiest and safest way to view is from the overlook. There is a trail to get you to the arches, but it's very steep and unsafe. Many died and we didn't feel it was worth the risk. We recommend you enjoy it from the viewpoint as well. Let us know in the comments if you would walk out onto the bridges. So our next stop after the natural bridges is Secret Beach. It's just about a minute up the road, but there's a lot of rock scrambling and it's been raining. It's very, very slick. So because of that, we're making the kind of sad decision to not do it just for safety. After going down on Whale's Head and how slick that was in some spots, we're afraid, since this is super rocky, just to not chance getting hurt. We don't want anything to happen while we're on this trip, so we're gonna skip that on this trip. We're gonna head up to our next place, which is gonna be Arch Rock.
We're at our next stop on the scenic drive, Arch Rock State Park. Arch Rock is somewhere out there, but it's pretty foggy, unfortunately, this morning, so we might not get to see it, but we'll stick around and see if it clears up a little bit.
All right, our next stop was going to be Secret Beach, but there is some rock scrambling, and because it's rainy, it's really slick, doesn't seem like the safest idea for us today. So we've made it to our next stop, which is Arch Rock, and it's a little cloudy, but it's giving that Oregon moody vibe, and we're loving it.
So we are down at the Arch Rock viewpoint. We were actually not in the right spot where I spoke last about it, but the fog is kind of lifting up. The sun is coming out. We have a nice, better view of Arch Rock.
Our next stop on the Oregon coast is Kissing Rock, which you'll see right behind me. Now, where it got its name, think about movies, TV shows you watch where all the teenagers go in their cars and they go to the side of the road and it overlooks something and then they're a car making out. This is Oregon's makeout spot. So this next part is not safe for you too. Next stop is Sisters Rock State Park. As you can see behind me, it consists of two massive monoliths and then a third one just a little further out, two connected to the land and one in the ocean. That's where it's got its name. Now we're gonna take the 0.5 mile trek on down. So it's a mile round trip, halfway down, halfway up, and in the larger of the two rocks, at low tide, you can see a sea cave. Sisters Rocks are so massive that you cannot miss them driving along the coast coming in, and they are stunning. And I know everybody has probably said this, and I've never been to Scotland, but they do give a little bit of a Scotland vibe if I had to guess what it looked like out there. They are stunning. The hike to Sisters Rock is short but mighty. The trail is steep, so make sure you're prepared with your hiking shoes and plenty of water. We spent a lot of time at this stop as the tide was out, so there was lots of ground to explore. We couldn't resist multiple stops along the way to take in the gorgeous coastal views surrounding us. It was our first time exploring the Pacific coast. It was like watching fireworks on the 4th of July, constantly stopping to ooh and ah.
Down to the bottom of Sisters Rock at the base of the larger rock, you can see a cool sea cave. Make sure you come at low tide though, because if you don't, you won't be able to walk out here, but definitely check it out because it's massive and it's so cool. Made it to our next stop on the Oregon coast, the Cape Blanco Lighthouse and Cape Blanco State Park. Unfortunately, we don't have time to walk all the way to it. It is quite a long walk to get there. It's a nice paved path though, but just don't have the time today. You can go up for $2 a person inside the lighthouse all the way to the top, so definitely if you have time, do it.
If you decide to hike to the lighthouse or not, you also get an epic view of Needle Rock in the parking lot. Alright, our next stop here on the Oregon coast is Face Rock, and that's pretty epic. It looks like a man, which is like his face out of the ocean. It's so cool. You can kind of, if you can see it, kind of see his head, his nose, his mouth. And if you're planning on going to the Wizarding World and stop Snape from getting that stone, got a Wizarding's hat right there.
next stop on the Oregon coast, the world's largest sea cave. Hopefully there's some sea lions inside that we can see, but if not, it's still pretty cool to check out. So, gonna go down. That was cool.
Where are we going?
We're going down 300 feet to the sea lion cave.
The water.
Hey, where are we?
This is like a cave. It's a cave.
So cool.
Unfortunately, it was hunting season for the sea lions, so they weren't hanging out in the cave. We visited in the end of September, and they gave us a rain check for a free visit and 1 year to try again. Even though the cave was sea lion-less, it was still worth checking out the massive cave, also full of exhibits about sea lions. The cave also features a unique view of the Heceta Head Lighthouse in the distance. Travels 20 stories in 50 seconds. Unfortunately, while we were here, there were no sea lions. That's okay. They gave us a rain check to come back at another time within the year, and we also got discounted tickets. Since the sea lions aren't here, it's their feeding time, so they're out searching for some fish.
We're at Cape Perpetua State Park. We're on our way to Thor's Well, but we saw a little offshoot where you could go check out some tide pools. Unfortunately, we didn't see any starfish or anything in those tide pools, so we're gonna keep on looking on our way to Thor's Well.
We spent a little bit of time, with no luck, trying to find starfish in the tide pools surrounding Thor's Well. Thor's Well is also known as the drain pipe of the Pacific Ocean because the hole in the rock appears to drain the ocean away. We spent a lot of time here watching the waves shoot out of the well as the tide was rolling in. It's important not to get too close because the waves can be unpredictable and can sweep you into the ocean at any moment. Thor's Well was freaking epic. You guys have to come see this if you have the chance. Spouting Horn we can't get to because there's a bunch of ocean and we can't cross that. Next up, Devil's Churn. We're skipping Devil's Churn because we have a 50-minute ride to Devil's Punchbowl and we're about to lose daylight, so off to Devil's Punchbowl.
Churn, baby, churn.
Ow!
I don't know because I'm not very good with pain.
That's it.
If you know what that means, you'll know where we're heading next in a few days.
Yep, if you know where that's from, make sure you're following along on our adventure because we're going somewhere extra spooky at the end of this trip. Made it to Devil's Punchbowl. Unfortunately, the tide is high, starting to fill up with water, so we can't go down inside because it's not safe, but it's a pretty epic view from the top. At low tide, you can go inside Devil's Punchbowl from Otter Rock Beach. Do not attempt going inside at or close to high tide. If going inside the Punchbowl, be aware that it is full of sharp and slippery rocks and lots of barnacles. You'll need hiking shoes to walk around the area. We caught a beautiful sunset from the view at the top. Hey guys, if you can't tell, we are exhausted, or at least I am. Mike's behind the camera, so you can't see. But we hope you enjoyed our trip up along the Oregon coast. We started our day today in Brookings. We're ending it here in Cannon Beach. Next time you see us, we're going to be exploring all of Cannon Beach, everything it has to offer. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Helps out our channel so much. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss our adventures here in Cannon Beach. Don't miss our next video to see how we made it out of coming face to face with a buck elk and his herd. I walked into a tree. The spouting churn.
Spouting horn.
Next up. What? What's next? What's fast or facts?
The elevator, that's fast.